Good morning and welcome back to CNC Farm. I am Ashley if this is your first time here, and as always, thank you guys for stopping to check us out. And this morning I thought I would just take you guys on a little tour of what I have been doing in the garden over the last week and just show you guys what's going on here. So I finally got my T-post and my fencing up around the garden. It probably puts it, I think I measured it, it's about 60 by 30, 55 by 30, I forget when I measured it. But yeah, we've got it all fenced up now. And what I use, I know you guys aren't going to be able to see this, got on clearance this deer fencing. So I believe it's 9 foot. I didn't quite use the 9 foot. I've got it probably, it's probably about a 5 foot fence with this up. But I was able to get this on clearance. My mom actually picked this fencing up on clearance last year for me. And I believe it was like pennies on the dollar, guys. A couple bucks for 100 feet of it. So total steal. And it's working great. It has kept the cats out. It has kept the chickens out. My onions have perked back up from where the cats had walked on them. So my gate that I concocted, I guess you could say. Anyway, it's not ideal. It's doing the job, but I didn't want to spend any money on a gate fencing. You didn't break it. You got it open, actually. I'll help you. You with your stick. Good job. Yeah. So I didn't want to spend money. I'm real adamant about using what we have this year and not coming out of pocket unless we absolutely have to. So what I did here, I put some T-posts on the sides here, on both sides over here. And what this is Colton's old baby bed. So this is the sides of his bed. I had used these last year for a green bean trellis, but this year, obviously, I needed to use them somewhere else. And the gate, I just used the other part of the bed for the gate. And it is not on here well by any means, but it's doing the job. I've just got it up here with some metal wire. I put it down in 2 spots down here, but it lets me open and close the gate. So, it's working. And the onions here in this bed are looking great.
Hi.
And we've got our onions here that are perking back up.
Hi.
Hi. They can't answer you back, sweetie. We're not on a live. But yeah, these guys I was really worried about because of the chickens flattening them out. But as you see, they are perking back up wonderfully. And I've got all different herbs planted in here. Nothing's coming up yet because I just did that. And you can see behind there, I used another piece of his crib for a trellis last year. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it this year. I'll probably end up just putting some pots, one on each side of here, and then trellis something up like that, because onions are on one side, herbs on the other side, and neither one of those need to be trellised. And our perennial flowers are coming up great. I thought this was lupine. This is what I planted last year, but the flowers that came up from this don't look like lupine, and so I'm not sure exactly what this is. There's little remnants of, they kind of look like almost like little Johnny jump up seeds. But my lupine is coming back here. It's coming back right there. So I am ecstatic about that. These guys over here were seeds that we planted already this year. And I am so bad about labeling stuff. I know these are sunflowers. These are some massive sunflowers, and they did great last year, so I hope they are huge again this year. I've got some cosmos coming up. I don't remember what those are. Zinnias, maybe? Maybe zinnias. And over here, our lilies are coming back. And this is my tulips and my muscari. The tulips, I kind of got this stuff planted way late. The muscari came up and bloomed. It's already starting to die off. My tulips have kind of like stunted. They have not come up any more than this in a long time. So maybe a flop with these tulips this year, but that's okay. They're already in the pot. They'll come back next year. I was just kind of hoping to see all my tulips. I love tulips. And more onions. And these guys are doing absolutely fantastic here in these 2 tubs. Looking great. And more onions. More onions. And I did get our compost bin moved over. I had to take the entire thing apart and then just pull each piece because it was just too much for me to pull. Because again, I tied all this together with the same metal wire, so it wouldn't pull real well, but that's okay. We got it moved. I got it put back together. I've got my cardboard on the sides there to keep all the little pieces from coming out. Still working on my chicken wire. I still only have one side done. I just cannot find my husband's staples, and then I forget to ask him when he's home. But yeah, the compost bin is doing great. This is just an example of how you guys need to think things through when you are setting up your homestead. So what I failed to do when I was laying out my garden plans, we have these beautiful trees, Some of them, I mean, they're very, very old. A lot of them, most of them, I shouldn't say some of them, most of them, all of them, need to be trimmed. Probably a couple of them taken down, but as you all know, tree removal is very, very, very costly. But I did not leave room for the septic truck to get through anywhere to reach our septic tank to drain it when it needed to be drained. And it is going to be needing to be drained here this year. With our big trees, there was room for the truck to get through, but the branches hung so low that it wouldn't allow them to get through. There was not enough room in between here. Long story short, I dropped the ball, didn't leave enough room, had to kind of move everything over. As it stands, when they do come, they're more than likely going to have to access it from our neighbor's driveway and then pull into our property. But I had to move it, otherwise they were never ever going to get through to reach our tank. Now this guy here I am super excited about. I'm so happy it came back, but it already looks like I'm having a problem with the leaves getting ate. So I need to figure out something black and little. Figure out what's eating these. This is a wild plum tree, wild plum bush. And we planted this from a start last year that we got at a little gardening expo we went to on Mother's Day. So this has been planted since Mother's Day last year. And yeah, it's doing great. It's like 2 foot tall. I've got my watering tub back there to fill so it can continually get water. I've got a little hole drilled in it so the water will slowly seep into the tree, bush. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm not sure if I'm going to get fruit off of it this year. And what is eating my leaves, guys? What is eating these leaves? All I see on here is an ant. Will ants do this? I'm not sure if ants will do this to the bush. See this, guys? Like, I don't see anything else on here, but they like ate the whole leaf. They ate the whole leaf. Okay, I gotta figure this out because, y'all, it is way too early in the season to have bugs eating all of my bushes. It almost looks like I see a bloom. Oh, no, it's just a brown leaf. Thought I saw a little bloom for a flower. I don't even know how these, if they bloom. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do some more research. But if anybody knows what is possibly eating this bush this early in the year, I see possibly a little couple little black specks on it, but I can't really tell what they are. All right, well, if anybody has any tips for this, let me know. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy growing.